fin lovers, and welcome back to the channel. It's Mr. B. As you can see behind me, I'm in a totally different location than where we normally shoot, and that's because my wife and I are out house hunting. We're looking for a house close to where she works that'll have a suitable fish room for me so I can breed more fish, keep more fish, and make more videos on YouTube about those fish. So wish us luck. But while I was out here, I was reminded of a question that comes up quite often in fish clubs, but I also see them a lot in forums. I'm going away for a week. How do I take care of my fish? Who do I trust? Do I need to get an automatic feeder? Do I need to get a neighbor involved? Do I need to trust a relative? The short answer is, if you're going to be away for a week or less, you really don't have to worry about your fish. As long as your fish are healthy and you've been following a good regimen with good quality food, your fish will be fine for a week. The reason for this is what you have in your house is not just an aquarium, it's a complete ecosystem, which means not only are the fish there, the snails, whatever you physically put in the tank, but there's also living organisms that your fish can feed on. They will find them in your plants. They will find them in your filter. They will find them in the substrate, on your glass, on your decorations. So your fish will be fine for a week. There's no reason to get an ant involved who's probably not going to follow your instructions anyway and will cause more issues than your fish not being fed. So simply put, don't worry about your fish. They are fine. A week could go out to maybe 10 days. I've been gone for 2 weeks before. What I normally do, my procedure when I'm going away, is I will feed a little heavy going into the days before I leave. Extra brine shrimp, extra, Dr. Basilier, extra whatever I happen to be feeding at that time. And then for tanks that have plecos in there or even cory cats, because they will nibble sometimes, an extra piece of zucchini. Zucchini is going to last 3 or 4 days for your bristlenose plecos, your, in my case, my 181s, my Wabbenmooster. They will be fine for a week with a piece of zucchini in there because they will get the nutrition that they need, and then they will also have the time that they need to expel any food so they're not being bloated. If you trust a relative or if you trust a neighbor to come over, chances are they're going to be thinking, that's not enough food, and they're going to give them more. That's going to be a problem more so than underfeeding for this week. So a tip from Mr. B, if you're going to be away for a week, don't worry about it. Don't sweat, okay? So the rest of this video, what I'm going to do is, I just came back from a fish swap in at Lancaster County. It was from the Aquatic Club of Lancaster County, and I picked up a few new denizens for my aquarium. And then I will show you some other projects that I've got working on, but this is going to be a short and sweet one, friends. We will see you next week with probably something about food or a store tour or something along those lines. And I hope you enjoy what you see following this. So everybody be safe, have a great weekend, and we will see you on the flip side. Okay, fin lovers, so the first tank we're going to look at is a setup for Neocaridina shrimp, specifically red cherries. These were purchased from Jesse of Just One More Fish at the fish swap in Lancaster County. They are looking really good. They are surviving quarantine very well. And if anybody knows me, they know that I got my start with Neocaridina shrimp. These were always the first items off of my table at the swaps. And I've probably bred thousands of them in my time as Mr. B. So I will be doing a species spotlight on Neocaridina, specifically these red cherries, coming up soon. And if you want to learn about how to keep Neos, how to properly acclimate them, and so forth, please subscribe and look forward to this video. The second item, as you can see back there, These guys are a little shy, but they are the red neon blue eye pseudomcgills. These were also purchased from Jesse of Just One More Fish, and it's a project I will be working on for him. It appears that I have a reverse trio here, 2 males and a female. The males are on the left of your screen. The female is on the right. You will see her. She just came into frame right there. You'll see a little bit more of her in a second. But I am going to let these stay in quarantine for a few more weeks. I quarantine all my fish, no matter where I get them from. And I will then show you how to do a little setup for breeding, and I will show you how to pick the right male to get a high quality fish out of this trio. So I hope you'll look forward to that video as well. His next tank is going to be my snow white bristlenose tank. I got a trio of these from Dylan of Veteran Aquatics as a breeding project for him. I was successful in breeding them almost immediately when they entered my waters. Unfortunately, the male breeder, while I was on vacation, somehow got out of a closed lidded aquarium and has since passed. So I'm trying to grow out some pairs in here so I can start a nice colony, so Dylan will be able to offer these to you on a more ongoing basis. These probably won't be available until the Keystone Clash in September at the earliest. These, if you remember my Aquahuna unboxing, these are my forktail rainbows. I purchased 6. I still have 5. One did not make the quarantine process. He looked a little iffy coming in, and he has since passed. But these are all very lively. They're eating well. They are colored up really nice. I have 3 males, 2 females. So again, just like the red neons, I will show you how I pick my breeders and how I set up a tank for breeding for these guys. This is a breeder box of longfin green dragons. I had some, I sold some to Dylan for sale at the Lancaster Swap, and he did real well, said they sold really well. These guys were a little young, won't be available probably until the Clash, but check these out. These over here, this is probably like my favorite tank right now. These are my high-fin Paleatus and my 181s, my L181 plecos, also known as the peppermint pleco. As we can see here, this looks like a nice young male. You can see some of the bristles appearing on his nose, or maybe you can't, but it's easier without the camera. I have a reverse trio in here as well. They all are in their caves right now. I have a few generations. I've got the breeders. I've got their first 2 generations growing out. Just look at that guy right there. Look at it, Finn. That is fire right there. There's some more of them back there. Here we can see a young 181 climbing on a botanical, eating some of the biofilm and other things that grow in the botanicals. I will be doing a video on those botanicals in the future. So I hope you like this video, and we will see you in the next one. Take care, fin lovers.